Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Depending on where you are at in the world. Have a cuppa with me, and let's do some cards. Let's do it. Do it, do it, do it. That was a song. That was a quote from a song. Okay, so a couple of things. Hopefully you can hear me because I have my Bluetoothy thing on, so I don't know if it's recording from that or if it's just doing audio recording. Um, okay. New beginnings. Woohoo! New beginnings, and there's a 10 of cups here, water 10, and there's the emperor. There's the air princess. So there might be a feminine energy out here with a bit of a mouth on her that's inspiring an emperor energy. She's on her new fool's journey, and he's looking at her like she's 10 of cups, like she's ultimate wish fulfillment. Can you hear me? Just send me a thumbs up, because I don't know how it's recording, but I'm hoping it does. Alrighty then. So that's the overall energy. Now, a couple of things I wanted to say. Hopefully you can hear me. Hey, there's the Hermit. Woohoo! And the Five of Cups, really. Well, out of the darkness comes the dawn, or after the darkness comes the dawn. Well, whatever. Speaking of darkness, so there's something that keeps coming to mind that I just wanted to say out loud to you guys before we get any further on this. There's a difference between embracing your shadow and letting the shadow embrace you, right? So embracing your shadow, really? Okay, embracing your shadow is coming out of this energy, and still being this way. What does that mean? That means coming out of someone hurting you immensely, right? Or you getting hurt immensely in some sort of way, right? Because we can't always externalize the pain. The pain comes from within, right? The pain comes from within, our own triggers, our own issues. So whatever somebody else does, that's their business. But how we receive that, that's our business. So let's say you received some news very painfully and it consumed you for a little while. It drove you into dark night, healing, right? Feeling stabbed in the back a billion times by a billion different people. Maybe the circumstances in general were not favorable for you. And still being kind and generous. And still being open to receiving as well. And still being kind to those that are not as strong as you. Look at the child and the puppy, right? Embracing the shadow side of yourself and embracing the darkness is leaning into the pain and examining it and allowing it to adjust your perspective, but with a light of healing attached to it, right? So you have this dark energy that consumed you. You have this situation that consumed you. You have this pain. You have this pain that you believe somebody else may have caused you, right? Or an external circumstance, person, place, thing, idea that has hurt you. And if you allow that to adjust, to morph you negatively, that's letting the shadow embrace you. That's letting the darkness embrace you, right? And what does that mean? That means that, you become the Grinch pre Whoville experience. The Grinch with the tiny heart. People are nasty and horrible, and I'm just going to go to the mountains and be a dick. Okay. You know? And then there's letting yourself embrace your shadow, which is, yeah, you know what? People have hurt me, and I've experienced great loss and great pain. However, I'm not changing myself to be a douchebag. I'm changing myself to be more compassionate with myself, even, right? I'm being more compassionate to others who may have been, whom you may see in the same situation that you just were in, right? Maybe you experienced great financial loss and nobody was there for you. And instead of you embracing the darkness, instead of you allowing the darkness to embrace you, sorry, I just contradicted myself. Instead of allowing the darkness to embrace you by being a douchebag to people who are in shitty situations and be like, well, nobody helped me, so fuck you. You decide to embrace the shadow and go, hey, I know what that feels like. I can feel what you're feeling. I have compassion for your situation because I've been through that. And instead of being a dick to you, like what was done to me, I'm going to be compassionate towards you. Maybe I might even help you out, whether it's financial or if it's just with advice or if it's just with being there and listening, right? Now, embracing the darkness doesn't mean you're a pushover either. It means that you're able to recognize the darkness and the shadow work that somebody else is going through and protecting yourself from it. Excuse me. Not everybody who goes through the dark night of the soul comes out and moves towards the light. Some people just, roll around in the fucking mud, get themselves all nice and dirty in it, and just stay there. And, experiencing nastiness from people, and maybe embracing your darkness is giving it back to them. Okay, you want to be a dick? I could be a dick too. Right? You want to be a dick? I'll show you what it feels like. But not from a place of malice. Right? You're not doing it to hurt them. You're doing it, well, first of all, to protect yourself. But second of all, it's a teaching moment. Okay, well, this is how you are coming across to me. Is that what you like? Do you like that behavior? Are you a kick me game kind of a person? Because I can match your freak. Is your freak a good freak or is it a bad freak? And how I move accordingly is my business. So watch how you treat people. Not allowing the darkness to destroy you, not allowing the darkness to take over you, not allowing the darkness to put you in a state of perpetual victimhood, but to embrace those lessons and go, yeah, you know what? I was shitty. I did do shitty things, or shitty things did happen to me. People did shitty things to me. And it's going to make me stronger. And it's going to push me that much closer to the light side of myself. You look at the yin yang symbol, it's not just black and white. It's black with a little white inside, and it's white with a little black inside. And it's not about the colors, it's about the extremes of it. It could be yellow and purple for all I fucking care. Right? Doesn't matter. What matters is, at the core of every perfectly light being, they hold a darkness within. And at the core of every dark being, they hold a lightness within. And if we can recognize that within ourselves, we can recognize it within others. This is the first step of healing, is acknowledging, I see you. The God within me sees the God within you. The darkness within me sees the darkness within you. And you have a choice. Are you going to let that darkness use you to do fucked up shit and continue a perpetual cycle of fuck shit? Or are you going to take that darkness, Hold it within yourself, not neglect it, not dismiss it, not try to destroy it, but understand it and embrace it and heal it. Hugging that angry child within you instead of suppressing it and pushing it down and then exploding at some stage, right? That's when you see all these perfectly light people and they go off hinge. They like their door comes off the hinges at some stage and everyone's like, geez, I thought you were a decent person. Where's this coming from? It's like, well, you know, when you suppress and you suppress and you suppress, and it'll eventually explode on you. It's pressure. It's science. It's not just with steam, you know? You ever try to put something really hot in a bottle and you close the lid and you shake it and then it's like, and you open it, it explodes on you. Like, oh, you gotta release the pressure in little bits as it happens so that you don't explode, you know? And I've been thinking about that all morning. And then I was watching this reader, a new reader I found, or that found me. I think I shared it. If I didn't, I'll share it after this. I think her name is It's Me Goddessa. Goddessa? Oh shit, I can't remember. But it was a short reading, and it's a picture of the evil stepsister trying to fit her foot in that tiny glass slipper, and she's been doing a lot of Cinderella-based readings apparently the last few days. I'll have to check out the other one. But she mentioned something. She was talking about the Holy Grail, and my immediate thought, and I don't know if this was her intention or not, but I really like the thought I had. And I hope this is what she was talking about, but I could be wrong, That's the beauty of living in life is having the luxury to be wrong and heal from that misunderstanding. Like all the people who are gung-ho about the stabby jabby. Come to find out, maybe the people who were protesting it weren't so wrong after all when you see those blood clots that don't dissolve the same way as normal blood clots. And you're talking to the coroners and they're like, oh, this is dangerous shit. And it's like, yeah, you want to fuck with genetics. Genetics fucks back with you. And not in a good way. Anyway, that's not the point. That was a tangent. But anyway, oh yeah, so what she had said, she had mentioned the concept of the Holy Grail. And my immediate thought was, the Holy Grail is within us. Now, I had to go back and look up the Holy Grail again, because I was like, wait a minute, isn't the Holy Grail like the cup of life, in those like adventure movies where, was it Indiana Jones? I can't remember, but it was like, you drink from the cup and you live forever, or I don't know, whatever. But, oh shit, I just shuffled these backward somehow. Oh yeah, no, what'd I do? Oh fuck. Fuckity fuck. Ah, not bad. Ah, those cards are coming out. Whoa, cool. Yeah, cool. Okay, we got Fire Prince, which is Prince of Fire, of Wands. And we've got the Fool card, the genuine Fool card. And then we've got the Fool Reborn, the Fool Renewed. That's after you go through the whole cycle and you're back to the beginning, but it's a different beginning. It's a new beginning because you are new. Why is this important? So the Holy Grail within you, and she didn't say it was within you, but that's when she mentioned the Holy Grail, I immediately thought about it being within you. In the Christian lore, the Holy Grail is the cup that Jesus provided his blood to all his disciples, which is wine. He didn't bleed himself. He's a fucking vampire. But he was basically trying to say, like, the blood coursing through your veins and the blood coursing through my veins, like the blood within you reminds you of the blood within me, like embrace Christ consciousness, basically. Even after I'm gone, I'm not gone. If you need me, I'm here. And same thing with bread. Every time you eat a piece of bread or drink some wine, I'm there with you. Anyway, doesn't matter. Holy Grail within you. And then if you go back to the Celtic, like you go way back, and it's like the Holy Grail is this mystical, magical vessel that if you drink from it, it can give you everlasting life and blah, 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 and all this cool healing stuff. And it's like the Holy Grail is within you. You're searching for your healing externally, but the healing is within you. It's that goblet that's holding the light within the dark. It's that goblet that's holding chalice, that's holding the darkness within the light, that gives you everlasting life, that gives you everlasting healing. Because if you can heal yourself, there's no stopping you. And people like try to take stuff so literally, like, oh, you're going to live forever, like your physical body. Your physical body will live forever. And, hold on. I'm listening to a reading and how do I pause this? Stop. Okay, there we go. Again, I don't know if you can hear me because nobody's actually said anything in the live chat, but, the holy grail of healing is within you, and it's not about your physical body living forever. It's about your soul, right? And your capacity for healing is within yourself. So when you experience this Five of Cups devastation, right? Maybe somebody leaves you, or you go into massive amounts of debt, or somebody lies about you and you lose your job, or some medical craziness destroys your reality, whatever the Five of Cups is to you, right? And you're emotionally devastated. That is an opportunity to fill your cup for yourself, right? You have your pain in this chalice and you sip from it and you heal from it by experiencing it and feeling it. You don't let the pain control you. You control your own pain. You heal through it. You don't heal around it. You don't heal under it. You don't heal over it. You heal through it. You use it to move forward. So, when I see this fire prince, this like new, for me, the Prince of Wands is that energy of, wow, look at this amazing world that I can move through. I'm going to go explore what I'm capable of. And if you take that Five of Cups energy, that heat, that pain, and you push it into actions, I'm going to take this experience and I'm going to see how much I can get out of it. That's when you get those folks out there who've, maybe they're paralyzed and they go and start talking to people about how it doesn't end your life, or somebody gets hurt and they come up with a medical solution that ends up helping loads of people. Or, you find somebody who loses everything and they come back from it and then they teach other people how to come back from it. That's powerful, powerful energy. So if you're sitting here this holiday season and you're like, fuck, man, this or that or the other thing has really gotten me down, I want you to lean into it. I don't want you to allow it to lean into you. I want you to lean into it. Take your power back. Just because the darkness tries to take you down doesn't mean that you have to allow it to take you down. And sometimes when you're on the ground with your darkness and you're grappling with it like a fucking wrestler, you have a little bit more control on the ground sometimes if you know how to fight that way. And the only way you can learn how to fight that way is if you get down there and you fight for yourself. You fight for the future of your soul. And again, if you are majority darkness, let's say you are really heavy in the dark all the time, but you know there's this little light within you, right? Like the Grinch. When you drink from that cup of light and you balance out your darkness, that's super healing for everyone around you as well, and yourself. That gives you the healing that you desire externally. It's all within you. Now, this feels like another reading where I'm kind of speaking in tongues, even though I think I'm speaking English, but this is another reason why Jesus constantly spoke in parables. Why most religious leaders out there across time and space speak in parables and stories is because when you try to say it outright, it kind of sounds a little foreign. It sounds a little strange because this isn't how people normally operate. It's not how they exist. So you're trying to teach a foreign concept. It's like trying to teach another language. Spirituality and healing is a totally different language than what we've grown accustomed to. And this reading is about embracing the uncertainty of the new lesson, and that kind of seems to be why the emperor is looking at this fire princess, this not this fire princess, this air princess, this princess of swords, watching her speak for herself, right? And he's looking at her like, oh, she brought herself through a new beginning, and she's so much lower on the proverbial totem pole than I am. If she can do it, I can do it. And finding that 10 of cups within himself, this emperor energy. Now you can view all of this as an internal thing, and all these cards can be you. And you can also externalize them. Purists, have different views on it, like, oh, all of these cards are a reflection of what's going on within you. But sometimes it's a reflection of what's going on around you and the people around you. And it's okay to read the cards both ways, in my opinion. But opinions are like assholes, and everyone's got one of those. Thank God. There's got to be some way to let the shit out. Poop jokes, that's what happens when you have a toddler around. So, fire, 2. This is the 2 of Wands. Is making a active choice for yourself. Like, hey, you know what? I think I want to go on this adventure of healing, or I want to go on this adventure of meeting this person and learning from them, or I want to go on this adventure of whatever it is, right? Two of Wands inevitably will lead you into the Three of Wands if you're moving through the energy the way you need to. And Three of Wands is making a plan, right? Two of Wands is when you're like thinking about it, like, I want to do this. I'm going to actively work on this. And Three of Wands is how you're going to do it. Two of Wands is, I think I want to marry that man, or I want to marry that girl, or I want to date them, or I want to get that job. Three of Wands is, what do I need to do that? What are the steps I need to take? Right? So, this new Fool energy, this is the new Fool. You got the old Fool, which was the Fool who started the journey with absolutely no knowledge. And now you've got the Fool renewed, which is, now I got all the knowledge, and I'm going to start over with a fresh perspective and everything that I have learned from doing this journey once already. This is how you get repeat karmic lessons presenting themselves. So maybe You didn't realize that, some people in relationships can externalize their darkness on their partners, and they let the darkness embrace them, and they treat others accordingly. And after you go through an abusive relationship, you're like, holy shit, I don't want to do that again. But that doesn't mean you're never going to start a new relationship, I hope to God, right? It means you're not going to do that again. So you see the challenges that you faced, you see the signs, you see the warning label, and you go, oh, not today, Satan. Right? You're like, oh no, I'm not going to do that again. I've decided I'm going to take action and go a different route. I'm going to go through the whole major arcana with a relationship. However, this time I'm going to go through it with a little bit more wisdom in my satchel, with a little bit more in terms of resources in my pocket, right? I'm not going at this blind. I'm not just jumping into an abusive relationship without realizing what the fuck I'm doing. I'm stopping and I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is reminding me of the previous relationship. I don't think I'm going to do that again. I think I'm going to break up with them straight away. I'm going to set my boundaries straight away this time. That way I don't have to repeat this stupid fucking lesson. Right? Or in terms of a job. You have a particular kind of job, and then you're like, I like this work, but I don't like this place that I'm working at. So you take all the knowledge that you learned from the previous place, and when you're going to look for your next job, your next place, you say to yourself, I want to do this job. I love doing what I do. I just don't want to do it here, and I don't want to do it with these people. And when you're going out and looking for that new job, you're looking for signs. In the last place, this seemed to be the culture of how people behaved. So when I'm getting interviewed, I'm also interviewing. I'm trying to make sure that that culture doesn't exist here too, you know, or with your finances. Maybe were doing okay, and then something happened and you lost everything and you had to start from scratch. And the next time you're in a position to have a little bit of finances under your belt, you go, well, what happened last time that screwed me over? All right, I didn't have a savings, or I didn't have knowledge of the lending world, or I didn't know I could do this or that. So next time I'm prepared so that that doesn't happen again, right? That's Fool Renewed. This is why I love the new deck. Bridget, when you watch this eventually, maybe you will. I love this deck. I just need to find a new printer, because that company we were doing all that work with was great for samples, but holy shit, they still get their shit printed and they outsource it, and the quality is not what I'm desiring. So I am going to find a local place. It might be a little more expensive, but I'm going to see if I can get the price down low enough where we don't have to charge more. Ideally, I'd like to be charging 35 euros a deck. Ideally, I would like to charge that much. Now, I would like to charge that amount and still be able to put money in Bridget and I's pockets so that we can continue to do this, you know? So I just also need the quality to reflect it as well, you know? And I just don't see it with this particular company. They supposedly are a German company, but they're outsourcing it to a foreign nation that is printing them like they're, I don't know. I mean, I probably get a better picture out of my fucking printer, which is weird, you know? But that's fine. We'll get there. But oh, the Hermit, yeah. The Fire King. Going from the Fire Prince to the Fire King, when you go inside, a third eye, seeing things for what they really are. And going within yourself and going, wait a minute, I'm going to spiritually evolve here. I'm going to make a decision not to do that again. You know? Or maybe you work for other people and you're like, wow, I'm really good at being a chef, but I am not good at working for other people. I need my own thing going on. I mean, I do better making hot dogs on the side of the road than trying to appease the fucking powers that be, who always have power trip issues and, don't want to pay people what they're worth, but want to expect, it's just crazy. This world is weird, and it's coming to the realization that, yeah, I want to do this, but I don't want to do it under these circumstances. I want to do it under different circumstances. I want to change. Because at the end of the day, you can't force change on others, but you can force the change on yourself. No, we've got 4 cups, which is like you went from 5 of cups down and you kind of regressed back to 4 cups. Feeling all that shit in 5 of cups and then going, sorry, it's cold out here, so my nose is like running faster than a marathon. Anyway, 4 of cups is, it's kind of like, man, I wish I had what they had. Or they have it so much better than me. I wish, I want. And when you go from 5 of cups down to 4 of cups, that's not learning the lesson. That's putting yourself in the prime seat, the prime position of having to repeat the 5 of cups again. If you don't embrace the 5 of cups and feel it and move forward to the 6 of cups and really internalize it and let that healing seep into your Akashic records, and you slip back into the 4 of cups of jealousy or, whatever, longingness for that which you do not have, you're going to have to go and repeat it again. That's letting the darkness embrace you, pull you back down to the previous lesson, as opposed to embracing the 5 of cups and going, yeah, this fucking hurts. I feel like, that's why the 5 of cups and the 10 of swords came out together. It was like, I feel stabbed in the back repeatedly. Because I thought that I was doing it the right way, but clearly I was not. Okay, let me learn from this. Let me embrace this lesson and move towards 6 of cups. 6 of cups it can be happy family, but it can also be a happy lineage. Something that your ancestors and your guides would be proud to say, like, hey, look at you changing the course, the direction of your entire family line by adjusting how you see the world. You're changing your whole family line. You're changing your whole spiritual family line and your physical one. My family believes this. And I went through this pain and I realized that belief structure no longer suits. It's not really a healthy belief structure. So I'm going to change that. I'm not going to be sarcastic and nasty and whatever. I'm going to actually humble myself and lean into the healing. Right? Because if you continue to repeat the cycle, you will be met with the same fucking challenges. You get sarcastic with the wrong person, they'll get shitty with you back. Because they've embraced their darkness, while you have allowed the darkness to embrace you. Learn the difference. So if somebody's being shitty with you, understand, okay, wait a minute, where is this coming from? What is my part in this? Okay. I was being sarcastic and nasty when they were just trying to help me. Okay, and then I wonder why they got shitty with me. I don't like how they talk to me like that. Okay, so how do I adjust that without dropping myself back and having to repeat the lesson over again? Oh, I feel left out in the cold. I feel lost. I feel, like this and that. So then you're going to drop yourself back into a state of jealousy and desiring of, somebody else's grass on the other side. How do you know that grass ain't fucking fake? I've been saying it for years. How do you know that grass isn't fucking fake? And you're desiring something that doesn't even exist. As opposed to embracing the lesson and going, wait a minute, why would I embrace what somebody else is showing when I can embrace my own reality and lean into it and create what I desire within myself? Because when you create that within yourself, you create an atmosphere where it gets attracted to you. Man, I wish I had a happy family. I came from shit family. Okay. So what are you doing to be a happy family member so that you attract that energy towards yourself? Now, I'm not speaking from a place of high horse here. I'm speaking from a place of, oh yeah, I've learned that lesson multiple times. Do you want to hand up so that you can climb up on the high horse with me? Or do you just want to keep looking up at me wishing that you knew how to ride? When somebody says, hey, you know what, there's this way you can go and start your healing process, and you turn around and you spit at them, and you wonder why they have nasty comments back. It's like, wait a minute, they weren't trying to belittle me, they were actually trying to help me, and I punched the gift horse in the fucking mouth. And then I wonder why the horse kicks me in the fucking face. Oh, yeah, okay. That's why. I probably shouldn't punch him in the fucking face when he's just trying to help me get from A to B. Now I have no more horse. And the person that was on the high horse that I wanted to get on, that I was jealous of, has taken that horse and rode off and said, fuck you then. I was giving you a hand, a leg up. I was giving you an opportunity to learn to ride. And you were an asshole. So now you can just sit there in the mud where my fucking horse kicked you in the face, and you can sit with that. And you can feel sorry for yourself again, landing you in 5 of Cups once again. Because instead of embracing the lesson and the healing and the opportunity, you decided to be jealous and hateful. Okay. And then you land back in the mud and you get up and then you start getting jealous again. As opposed to, wait a minute. I was literally given an opportunity to get on the horse, which means that's a possibility for me. And I'm jealous of something that I could have myself if I was just willing to humble myself enough to grab someone's hand when they were offering to pull me up. Okay, that's how I get to 6 of Cups. It's not about humiliation, it's about humility. There's a huge difference. And I've experienced both. And either one can humble you. But you get to choose. Does the darkness humble you? Or do you humble the darkness within yourself? Is it humiliation or is it humility? Humility comes with a tone, a ribbon of grace around it. Because people understand that. Okay, you're dropping to the knee from a place of knowing that you have something to learn here. I can work with that. And it's not about, oh, they think they're better than me. No, your attitude is showing that you obviously think you're better than them, even though you know that they're where you want to be. You want to be there, so you punch them. Verbally, emotionally, even just with your thoughts. Oh, I want to be there, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So instead of getting humiliated when you punch at somebody like that and you get kicked with their fucking horse, instead of that, you get a little humble through humility and you take their hand when they say, hey, you don't know how to get up on this horse yet. I'm going to show you. You can't ride this horse by yourself yet. Grab my hand. Put this helmet on. You're learning, you need to put a helmet on. You're not there yet. And even I wear a fucking helmet, and I've been doing this for years. Put the fucking helmet on. No, I don't want to put a helmet on. Okay, then you're going to get fucking kicked off the horse, and when you get trampled and you end up in the hospital because you have brain damage, because you don't fucking want to listen, because you think you fucking know everything, you're still going to get humbled. You're just going to get humbled in a different way. And I think this emperor energy is understanding that there was this olive branch extended to them from this princess of air. You're less than me. You have less than me. You know less than me. Wait a minute. I'm going to stop trying to humiliate myself, and I'm going to start humbling myself and going, wait a minute. Just because I think that they know less than me and they're doing better than me doesn't mean they know less than me, first of all. Second of all, it may not mean that they're doing better than you. It may just mean that they've got a better way of managing themselves, which again means that they've got something that you don't got. This emperor is understanding that. Okay, she might be a princess. She's not an empress in compared to what I believe is the socially acceptable version of an empress. I'm going to place her in princess energy. But I'm smart enough to know what I don't know. And I'm smart enough to see when somebody else knows it. And I'm humble enough to understand when I need to take the knee and say, okay, I'm willing to listen. Sometimes children have better advice than adults. You know what I mean? Sometimes spiritual children, doesn't matter what age they are, sometimes financial children, doesn't matter what age they are, might have better skills than those who are advanced or those who are perceived as advanced. Because the emperor doesn't exist in a fucking vacuum. The emperor exists based on how other people perceive you and listen to you and interact with you. They can just as easily take that title away from you at some stage. You know? I'm going to turn this on again. I hope not. Okay. This is the Ace of Wands, Fire Ace. Action. Right? This is start of the scene. Action. Endings and new beginnings. Endings and new beginnings. Action. Right? Lights, camera. Action. Time to take that action. Time to move. Sometimes the director is younger than the fucking main actor. And guess what? That actor still has to take direction from the fucking director. Sometimes the director is a child. And an actor has more experience than the fucking director. But guess what? They still have something to learn from that fucking director. Even if the director is a fucking child and still learning themselves, they might have some insight which puts them in the seat of director in the first place. They're not sitting in the seat of director for no fucking reason. And this emperor can see that and understands it. He understands that humility is not the same as humiliation. Oh, I'm humiliated listening to this fucking child. No. But I am humbled by it. Holy shit, this kid has more tools in their toolbox than I would have anticipated or expected. There's probably something I can learn from this young one. Just because you learned everything you could from everyone older than you doesn't mean you can't learn something from somebody younger than you. I say it all the time. I hope to God my children are better than me. Right? You hope to God that they're smarter than you, that they're better looking than you, that they're more capable than you. So, with that said, of course there's something you can learn from somebody who is spiritually younger than you, financially younger than you, physically younger than you, because your perception is reality. And if the parent of that child, spiritual parent, physical parent, financial parent, whoever it is that was teaching them, taught them everything that they knew, and they embraced those lessons, and then they turned around and they started expanding on them and improving them, well, I hope to God that the teacher starts listening to the student, because guess what? They must have done a good job if they're improving upon what you taught them. Holy shit, you did listen. And you did better. Fuck yeah, I want to listen to you. I may not agree with how you're doing it, but shit, you're doing it, man. Impressive. There's something to learn here. Humility, not humiliation. If you're feeling humiliation, you chose that. That's a conscious choice that you made to feel the humiliation. Same with humility. You chose it. Oh, wow, that's humbling. You're like 20 years younger than me and you seem to have it more figured out. I'm going to listen to you. Holy shit. Thank you, God, for providing me the knowledge that I couldn't get anywhere else. Thank you for improving upon my generation with a better generation that I can learn something new from. Does that mean that whoever this heir princess is can't learn something from the emperor? Of course not. She can learn loads. Fuck yeah, she can learn loads. But the emperor is strong enough and smart enough to know when he's not the strongest or the smartest in the room. That's why everyone is perceiving him as the emperor, and they give him that respect. And they give him that authority and that title. A self-appointed emperor is a fucking twat. Nobody likes a leader who goes around saying, I'm the leader, I'm the leader. Nobody fucking likes you. But a true, genuine leader doesn't have to announce it. They are it. And this leader is smart enough to know when he doesn't know. I'm missing happiness in my life. This princess of air, this princess of swords, is happy. She has 10 of cups. And she's starting all over again with her 10 of cups. There's something I can learn from her. I want 10 of cups like that. I bet you if I helped her bump her up to queen energy, maybe even empress energy, I bet you she'd help me get that 10 of cups. She'd at least help me understand how to get it for myself. I could at least spend time with her and learn from her. It's only a humiliation ritual if you allow it to humiliate you. Otherwise, it's a humbling experience and a chance to learn and grow. And this emperor knows the difference. Right? So, I think we're going to leave it there. 49 minutes. Wow, it's a short reading today. Well, yesterday I spent half the reading walking off, doing other things, opening Christmas gifts with Elijah. I just didn't bother to turn it off. But this was actually like a full 49 minutes of a reading. So that's an improvement. But think I'm going to end it there. And because nature calls, and it's not the outside nature, it's the inside nature. Yeah. But yeah, I see success, I see connection, I see partnership, I see decisions being made. This is going to be a very, very, very good year for a few people out there. And of course, it'll be shitty for another few because, you know, if you choose to have a shitty year, you're going to have a shitty year. If you choose to experience shitty situations and then, you know, let those shitty situations control how you feel, then yeah, you're going to have a shitty year. If you take those shitty situations and you go, fuck that, man, I'm going to grow from this. You can't hold me down. The only thing that can hold you down is you. Right? Just like the only thing that can hold me down is me. You can't take someone's soul. They can give it to you, but you can't take it. And that's what we work on improving here at Into the Mystic Ash, LLC. Improving the thing that solely belongs to you, your soul. Because guess what? You can take that with you when you die, unlike everything else that you've experienced here on this time-space continuum. You can take your soul with you when you go. You just can't take anything else. So let's improve the soul, and the rest will follow. You know? Sometimes you'll be up, sometimes you'll be down. It's how you handle that makes you a winner or a loser. That's my grandpapa, Marty Dorito, my grandfather, passed away. Rest in peace. Ashley, it's how you handle it that makes you a winner or a loser. And I feel that lesson every day of my life. How am I viewing this? How am I handling this? Is this making me a winner or is this making me a loser? How do I adjust it if it's making me a loser? How do I fix this? We all have choices. So, happy almost New Year. And I really can't hold it anymore. Oh yeah, I gotta talk to you later. Alright, bye. Hold on. How do I end this? Oh yeah, I'm using the phone. Normally I use the computer, so whenever I use the phone, I'm like, how do I fucking turn this off? Yeah, well, X.